Alright, you guys, I've talked about my best films of 2015. I've talked about my worst films of 2015. And now we're going to be talking about my most anticipated movies of 2016 because 2016 is just around the corner. Now, I'm not going to say top 10 movies of 2016 because I do have more than 10. And I'm sure there are movies on here on this list that I am interested in seeing that I just might have missed somehow. But on this list, I have 19 movies, so I'm going to try to get through this really quickly. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, but there's a couple like weird ones out there, and I'm going to try to explain a couple of those. But let's jump right in to my most anticipated movies of 2016. And this list is in order of release. There's no like I'm looking forward to this one the best and this one the worst. It's nothing like that. I just went in order of release from what I could tell. Dirty Grandpa. Dirty Grandpa, movie that I could care less about at first. Saw the trailer. Zac Efron, Robert De Niro. It looks fucking hilarious. So I'm very interested to see if it's going to be a total disaster or if it's actually going to be pretty funny. We'll have to find out. It comes out in January. You know, the month where movies go to die. So, yeah, I don't know. Or does it come out in February? It might come out in February. I don't remember. Number 2, Deadpool. Deadpool does come out in February. Valentine's Day, I believe, is the date. Deadpool, yeah. How could I not be looking forward to Deadpool? Massive comic book fan. Ryan Reynolds has been pushing for this movie to get made. It's getting made. It's getting an R rating. How Deadpool should be. The marketing for this movie has got to be the best marketing campaign I've ever seen. I absolutely love what they're doing with Deadpool so far from what I've seen. I can't wait to see it in February. Number 3, Zoolander 2. I like Zoolander 1 quite a bit. I haven't watched it in years, to be honest with you. I'm going to revisit it before the second one comes out. That first teaser trailer was awful. I mean, there's no getting around that. That first teaser was fucking garbage. It was awful, and I'm like, fuck this. But then the second trailer came out, and I'm like, alright, I'll give it a chance. Is it going to be great? Probably not. Is it going to be good? Maybe. I just hope it's not terrible. I hope there's some redeeming qualities about it. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, like most fans, I hated that last trailer. Not the whole trailer. I hated like the last half of that last trailer. Everything else was good. Ben Affleck. He's going to crush it as Batman, no doubt in my mind. Henry Cavill still looks awesome as Superman. Gal Gadot. If you guys know, I'm not a fan of the Gal Gadot casting at all. And I'm still not. Anybody can look good in a costume. I still think she's going to be awful, but hey, I could be surprised. Jeremy Irons, I'm so glad to see him in some of the marketing. Jesse Eisenberg, who I was kind of iffy about when it comes to casting him as Lex Luthor, I think he'll be okay. Like, I don't think he's going to be great, but I think he'll do okay. The Jungle Book. The live-action Disney adaptation of The Jungle Book, directed by Jon Favreau. The voice casting of this movie is fucking phenomenal. Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson. Just go look up the casting of this movie. And that first teaser, which I know people at D23 saw a different trailer than what we did. Essentially, it was the same, but it was just a little bit longer. But that teaser trailer is fucking phenomenal, and yeah, it looks great. Captain America Civil War, of course, duh. Team Cap all the way. I loved what the Russos did with Winter Soldier. I'm gonna love Civil War. Like I said, I am on Team Cap, but like I said, I'm trying to move through this list fairly quickly, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it right now. Next one, Neighbors 2. I love the first Neighbors. I do. I haven't watched it since I bought it, actually. Like, I bought it, I watched it, and then I haven't watched it since. But it's hilarious. I loved it. I'm excited to see how they're going to do with what they're going to do when they bring a sorority in. I said when I got done seeing the first one, I'm like, the next one should be about sorority sisters coming in. And Seth Rogen calls up Zac Efron, and they're going to team up in this one to take the sorority house down. It looks like that's exactly where they're going. So, I'm pretty happy about that. X-Men Apocalypse, I hated the first Ivan Ooze pictures that we got of Apocalypse. Oscar Isaac looks great now in the trailers. I don't know if they fixed that because fans were bitching, or if the CGI and stuff wasn't actually done in time. My guess is a bit of both. Um, no, that's not the next one. Sorry. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. Stephen Amell looks badass. Casey Jones. We're getting Bebop and fucking Rocksteady in this movie. The Foot Clan looks like the Foot Clan. The Turtles look like the Turtles. Will Arnett's gonna be in there, but it doesn't look like he's going to be the way he was in the first movie, so that's good. I even hear William Fichtner's coming back. How is that possible? Fuck if I know. I guess we'll find out though. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I was pleasantly surprised for the most part by the first one. So yeah. The Conjuring 2. I love what James Wan did with the first Conjuring. That movie was so good. It's still probably the best horror movie I have seen in the last, I'll say 10 years. No, I'll go 5 years. 5 to 10 years. It's the best horror movie, hands down, that I've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. I loved The Conjuring, and I can't wait to see what Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson and James Wan all do when they get together again for a second time on a different case. Next one up, Finding Dory. Finding Nemo, I actually didn't really... I liked it as a kid, but it wasn't one of my favorite ones growing up. But as I've gotten older and watched a few more times, I do like it a little bit more than what I did when I was a kid. Still, not in my top 5, not in my top 10 even. Maybe in top 15, but best Pixar films anyway. But, yeah, Finding Dory... It looks like it's going to be on par with the first one. I don't think it looks better. But we haven't seen that much of it yet, so I can't say. Bourne 5. I'm a massive Jason Bourne fan. What they did with Jeremy Renner and the Bourne Legacy, I liked more than most people. It fit in that universe, and the timeline, mixing the timelines together, I thought was really cool. But to me, if you're going to do a Bourne movie, you need Matt Damon as Jason Bourne for it to work. Hopefully, preferably Paul Greengrass as the director. And luckily, they got both of them back. And they got Julia Stiles back. I'm really hoping they come out and say that Joan Allen is coming back too. Because Joan Allen in the Bourne trilogy is fucking awesome. I love Joan Allen in the Bourne movies. Hoping she comes back. Next one up. Suicide Squad. I'm not going to spend too much time on Suicide Squad because a lot of you, if you saw my review of the trailer, all my thoughts about the Suicide Squad are pretty much in there. I am looking more forward to Suicide Squad than I am for Batman vs. Superman. I never thought I'd say that, but man, everything I'm seeing about Suicide Squad right now, it's like, yeah, Suicide Squad feels like my type of comic book movie. Maybe it's just because I'm not that big of a Superman guy. I like Henry Cavill as Superman, and I'm a big Batman fan. But yeah, I don't know. Just something about Suicide Squad makes me look forward to it a little bit more. The next one, Mechanic Resurrection. This is a movie that I thought that there would never be a sequel to. It's one of those movies where I thought they should make a sequel to that, because I'd be interested to see where it would go next. But I never thought it would actually happen, and it's fucking happening. Jason Statham's coming back. I don't know. I heard somewhere that Ben Foster was coming back, but then again I heard somewhere else that he's not coming back. So I don't know if Ben Foster's coming back. I love Jason Statham. I love the first Mechanic movie. It's one of my... I'll put it in my top 10 favorite Statham films. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with the Mechanic Resurrection, especially with how the first one ends. Next one up, Underworld 5. I know what you're thinking. Has Underworld run its course? Yes, it has. It ran its course a long time ago. I love the first one. I really enjoyed the second one. Third was 4 was but 5, I'm hoping this is the one that goes back on the right track that 1 and 2 had. Next one up, Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, Marvel. Dr. Stephen Strange, a character I've been wanting to see on screen for some time. I'm very curious to see how they do it. What more can I say about that? Let's move on. Next one up, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Massive Harry Potter fan, as some of you might know. Very excited to see what they're going to do with that world. because if you guys don't know, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is about, it's based off a book that's in the Harry Potter books. So, basically you have this guy, Newt Scamander, who, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. He's played by Eddie Redmayne in the movie. And he lets out all these beasts roam free in the wizarding world and shit like that. And this is like 70 years before Harry Potter. So this is not, I mean, technically it is a Harry Potter prequel, but it's not a Harry Potter prequel. It's 70 years before any of the events of Harry Potter. So I doubt we're going to see any Harry Potter characters pop up in this first one, because they're doing 3 Fantastic Beasts movies. They're doing a Fantastic Beasts trilogy. Do I think any of them will pop up in this first one? No. But if anyone does pop up from the Harry Potter world, I'm guessing it'll be Dumbledore, but I'm really thinking that he won't show up till like the second or third one. Maybe, though. We'll have to find out. Next one up, Star Wars Rogue One. I'm not a big fan of too many prequels. Like, I do enjoy some. There are exceptions, sure. But the whole idea of prequels, I don't like the whole idea of prequels because, well, we know how the movie ends. Because this is where the characters have to be for the next one. Star Wars Rogue One is one of those movies where I don't need it, but I'm so happy they're doing it, and I so can't wait to see it. Star Wars Rogue One, if you guys don't know, it is a Star Wars, what they're calling the anthology films, which is spin-offs, basically. You know, other stories that are not about the Skywalkers, but happen in that same galaxy far, far away. And Star Wars Rogue One is going to take place between Episode 3 and Episode 4, and it's going to be about the Rebels making their plans to steal the plans of the Death Star, which is where Episode 4 picks up. So we know that, spoiler alert, we know that they're going to get the plans. I'm curious to see how they get it, and I really hope Vader has to make an appearance in this movie. He just has to. And finally, the last movie that I can think of that I'm looking forward to in 2016 is Assassin's Creed. I'm not a big fan of video game movies. Most of them suck. They do. But I'm hoping Assassin's Creed is the one that turns it around. I do like the first couple Assassin's Creed games. Kind of got out of them after a while, but Michael Fassbender as the main character in this movie, it's going to be awesome. At least I'm hoping it'll be awesome. And then if this is awesome, and if Warcraft's awesome, which I didn't talk about Warcraft because it's not in my top, list or whatever. Like, I'll see it and stuff, but I'm never a big Warcraft guy. But if Warcraft and Assassin's Creed are good, then we'll start seeing better quality video game based movies. So I'm hoping Assassin's Creed knocks it out of the park. So guys, what are some of the movies that you're looking forward to in 2016? Comment your thoughts, your opinions, your most anticipated movies down in the comment section below. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Just do it!